Tire burning is a dangerous way of producing energy and disposing of tires. The process produces dangerous pollutants and poses a consistent threat of catastrophic fires, which are almost impossible to put out. If a fire starts with a tire burner, which is not only unlikely but inevitable when considering the entirety of tire burners in America have since burned down, the children of White Deer Elementary School will be directly in the line of fire since the school is only a mile down the road. The tire burner facility will have no time to warn the children to get out of harm's way due to how rapidly the fire and smoke will spread. The pollutants from the facility will go into the air that the students and surrounding community breathe every day.
Burning tires emits dangerous and toxic chemicals, including hazardous air particles that can get into the lungs of people like the children living in this area.
So my opinion of the tire burning facility is crystal clear down to my core. So I am a father, first of all, in my life, and they are trying to build a facility that I consider dangerous for this community and dangerous to my children just 2 miles from my home, and I will do everything I can to stop it. I see nothing good about putting a facility that has such tremendous risks to it in a community like ours near the people who would be so damaged by its functioning.
As a resident here, I am very concerned about the emissions going out of this. Even with their so-called best available technology, they're still allowed to pollute. We have rights as citizens. This is our community. Their right to make a profit, their so-called right to make a profit, does not trump our rights as a community to be able to live safely, to live with clean air, and to be able to protect our community.
There's people of all kinds here sharing one common cause, which is that this tire burner must be stopped.
Tires contain lots of toxic chemicals. They contain mercury, lead, silica. When you burn them, hydrogen chloride is released into the air. That's going to go into the atmosphere. It falls down as acid rain. It goes into the river. It goes into the farmers' fields. It goes on our cars. And all of those chemicals that are released, all of those metals, are going into our lungs. Tires can be reused. They can be recycled. They can be repurposed. They can be used in playground equipment. They can be used in asphalt. They can be used in making pocketbooks. There are lots of ways to reuse tires so that we do not have to burn them.
The community will soon have to consider the pollutants going into the air they will inevitably breathe. A facility like this brings a constant state of worry to anyone in the vicinity of these pollutants. When will these emissions have their harmful effects on the community?
The history of tire burners in America shows that the majority of them have terrifyingly large fires. Tires are extremely combustible, and when they catch fire, either through lightning or the heat generated by them sitting in a pile, there is no way to put them out. Water will not extinguish these fires, and putting chemicals on them will lead to groundwater contamination. They have to burn out on their own because the heat value is so high. All of the black smoke that comes out of the tires as they burn will directly affect the people of White Deer Elementary. And these fires are not a question of if, they are a question of when.
One of the major problems associated with the tire burner is that they do not have sufficient monitoring in place. There is a high possibility that there could be increased emissions and the community would not find out about them because the inspectors are not required to report on a regular basis. Even if a member of the environmental agency finds the information in the database, the damage will have already been done. There is no way to protect people when these safeguards are not in place. The community must continue the fight against this tire burner so that this does not degrade their standard of living.
Not here, not anywhere, not in our community.
This is why